My name is Michael, and I am here to help you move into the 5D Earth. Today we're going to talk about something called parentification, and then you're thinking like, what is that? And why should I care about this? Well, I'm going to tell you, this is very, very important. It comes down to how you meet your own needs, how you find out things you love, how you do things with passion, and how you literally make money or just go and live the life that you want to live. So stay tuned, and I'm going to explain these 5 things that will make you understand why it's so important. Parentification literally means that you've been a parent to your parent. When you were a child, when you were young, you took the role of a parent to your own either mom or dad. When you were a child, you then took on your parents' wants and needs on you. So you literally became the parent. And why is this so important? Yes, because when you became a parent to your parent without even knowing that you were a parent emotionally or physically, you then put your own needs aside and you decided that my needs are not important and therefore I am not important. And what happens later on in life is that we struggle to put our needs first. We struggle to find the things that we love doing. We struggle to understand that we need to take care of ourselves. Maybe we have really hard to figure out what we like doing. And that is because we are programmed in our mind to always take care of someone else. We always want to make sure that they are good. And I'm not saying that that could be done in a very good way, but many times when it comes from a place of like, I am your parent subconsciously, but I'm actually the child, that means that you are in parentification to your own parents, and that behavior you will take on into your relationships with your new lovers, your new wife, your new husband, whatever that is. And all of a sudden you will repeat the pattern in another relationship, and all of a sudden you are doing the exact same thing. And you will have a problem meeting your own basic needs for food, shelter, making money, building a company. Like, all of those things will be really hard because you don't subconsciously know how to take care of your own basic needs first. And most of us has a belief that I am not important and my needs are not important, because if I have to value someone else's needs before my own, it means that I am not important. And this belief damages people. It's not true for anyone. It's a really shitty belief, but it comes from the upbringing. And the only thing to really take this away is to be aware that you even carry it, admit it for ourselves, accepting it, turn it around, and literally understand that my needs are the most important in life. If I meet my needs first, I can meet other people's needs. When I meet my needs and wants, I can take care of my kids or other people. But if I can't even meet my own needs or wants, it means that I can't provide or protect or take care of someone else. Is that making sense? And in this case, you have been the caregiver. You have been the one that took care of everyone else. It could be exhausting. It could be lonely. It could be like you can feel drained and left out and abandoned. And there's a lot of things that comes up with this thing where you always feel that your cup needs to be poured in someone else's cup. Many times you had to grow up really fast. You had to be like a grown up, like super young, maybe like 7-8 years old, and then you had to be like grown up. And many times we believe that, oh, that's really good, but actually what it only does is that you are losing your own childhood and you are not really there to serve yourself. Many times we literally can't really take care of ourselves in the best possible way that we are meant to do. Growing up, I remember I needed to grow up really fast, And that was because I was a parent to my own parents. And I first thought that, yeah, well, it's really good because I'm really driven, but I'm only running and like for a validation of someone else's need. And if there's someone else there I can provide for, then I feel good. But as soon as they're not, I'm lost. I feel lost. That's what I've been going through. And now I realize the only time that I will actually be really fulfilled is when I practice and learn how to implement this in myself. It's going to take time. It's going to be uncomfortable for you because like giving to yourself is like hard because you've always been programmed to give to everyone else. Many times you are highly sensitive. You are really like aware of what other people think, and you can kind of like feel and you can sense what's going on in the room or with the person, and you many times take that shit that someone else has had and you take it on as your own, and this goes subconsciously. So it's not that you sit there and think like this is what I'm gonna do. It's more like you're doing it subconsciously because in your childhood you had to be really careful of and like sensitive to your parents because you never knew when they needed something from you. You never knew when they were like, hey Michael, oh, I'm upset or blah 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 blah, and you were there and tried to kind of like take care of it, like yeah it's gonna be fine or whatever. So it's literally a child taking care of another child. Many times our parents, if you don't know, they're also kids. They're also children. And most people, like almost everyone I would say, have never been able to take care of themselves in a way where they can be be a giver, like come from a place of giving, like come from a place of unconditional love where they don't trade, where they don't take something out of greed or fear, by the way. Many times, us that had gone through this parentification thing with our parents, we have hard to trust. It's been hard for us to trust because you never know, because there was not enough inconsistency in between you and your parents, which means that you never knew when something would go like, wow, you had no idea. So the trust, you have been putting it there, but maybe your parents, they just time after time after time, they broke your trust and you never knew when they were about to burst out. Inconsistency is the thing that brought you to a place where you can't trust, because you saw it's not enough inconsistency to place my trust in my own parents, the ones that I love the most, those who's supposed to take care of me, those who's supposed to be there, but they're not. For the people that been in parentification, it's really hard for you to be there for someone else because you have been there for so many people for so long time, so your cup is completely empty. This brings up resentment when you feel like someone comes to you and they ask for help and you kind of like, oh shit, I have to do it, but I don't really want to do it. So there's many times there could be resentment and anger within us, and this stuff is really hard for us to set our boundaries and actually say no. Many times we have hard to say like, no, I need to take care of myself right now. I'm sorry, I can't be there for you. Like, you have to go through your own stuff and I'm gonna sit here because I need to take care of myself. And we are really, really scared of saying those things because we believe that when we say what we want and we are clear, like, this is what I want, no thank you, yes thank you, it means that maybe this person would leave me, and probably they actually will, because the only thing that they actually came to you in the first place was because you taught them that you will help them, that you will be there, and as long as you're not, they will like find someone else that will be there for them. It comes from a victim helper codependent dynamic with this parentification, and all of a sudden maybe the people that's been there and kind of like sucking the energy out of you, maybe they leave when you start to set your boundaries around them and say, no, sorry, I don't have time for this. I need to fill my own cup up, and I need to go to my own stuff. Don't be afraid for this, because you don't want these people anyway. I'm gonna sing it to you so you understand. You don't want them. Let them go. When you heal you, your surrounding is about, like, it's going to change, and there is nothing that can stop that. Either you stay in the place where you let everyone come and drain your cup because it's you allowing it, or you change and watch your world around you change. It's magic. And it's really nice because you are getting closer to your dream life. You are a driven and independent person, to the point that you might be too independent and not letting other people inside of your life. Maybe. Comment if this is true. Also, I want to say that guilt and shame is one of those really sticky, kind of like disgusting feelings that sits in our lower, like down here, and it's very hidden. The guilt and shame, it's not really there, and it's really hard for us to see, but there's often a lot of guilt and shame connected to this behavior of saying, no, I want to take care of myself. Guys, don't forget to subscribe and like this video if you like it. Comment also what goes on in your life. If you've been doing this, if you feel that you're aligned with this, or yeah, comment. Because now when you know what the parentification really is, you understand that maybe you need to change one of those patterns, because maybe you're in a place where you're like, oh, I'm drained. I don't understand why I have low on energy, and like people always come. I have to, yeah. It's because of the pattern that we are brought up with, and there's also no one to blame here. There's no one to blame, because you got it from your parents, they got it from their parents, and they got it from their parent, and it's gone on forever. You are the cycle breaker. And by the way, watch the other video about cycle breakers, because that is probably you, and you're doing the healing work. You are being the one in the family that's gonna break the cycles, really get rewarded for this. And it's not easy many times. There's a lot of things that goes on that we don't understand, and there's patterns that we kind of like, we have anxiety for, and we get depressed, and there's a lot of this things. But when we heal, understand, it will get easier and easier and easier and easier when you carve off all of these behaviors. There's more videos on my channel. You can listen to this. And I talk a lot about these things where you literally break yourself free from the old shit that's been brought upon you, that's people just pushed onto you. I freaking love you. See you in the next video.